Here to discuss, former Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland. KT, thank you very much for being here. Joe Biden said multiple times, Americans do not go to Ukraine. The reality is, you and I both know, many American, a lot of them vets, have gone there to support the effort. First of all, what do you make of Americans going to support it? And second of all, what can be done about these two Americans being held?
Well, look, these are private American citizens. They're not members of the armed forces. They may have been members of the armed forces, but they're no longer. So if they want to go fight for a cause they believe in, I think that's fine. The good news in all this, if there is any good news, is that the Russians are calling them mercenaries. They're not calling them the American military. It's not feeding into the Russian narrative that America is behind the Ukraine war and America is invading Russia, crazy as that sounds. So I think that there's a glimmer of hope that we get these guys back.
I hope so. What's your take, real quick, 30,000 feet on the war as it exists today? It's been ripped from the headlines for the most part, but it's ongoing. I mean, Ukraine losing, by some reports, 100 to 200 soldiers a day.
You know, Ukraine is losing this war slowly, bitterly, grindingly, with terrible results. I think the quicker this war ends, or the fighting of it ends, the better. Because right now, time is not on Ukraine's side. Russia can fight forever because of high energy prices. They're richer than they've been in decades. So they've got plenty of money to fight an expensive war. On the other hand, you know, Ukraine, as you say, it's out of the headlines. Western governments are kind of, you know, not as sort of passionate about the issue of Ukraine as they were. Putin's counting on that. So the longer this goes on, the more likely Ukraine just gets ground into the dust. And Putin has every intention of doing it. Far better to get this thing over soon and then reinvest in Ukraine, build Ukraine up, tie Ukraine into the West. Meanwhile, Putin, in the post-war situation, he's an international pariah. Nobody's investing in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's investing in Russia.
Let's come to the United States now. TikTok, there's new leaked audio revealing how the extent to which China is able to access U.S. user data. I remember under the Trump administration, 2020, former President Trump threatened to ban TikTok because it's a real national security threat. Here's a quote from the BuzzFeed report. Quote, "Everything is seen in China," said a member of TikTok's Trust and Safety Department in the September 2021 meeting. In another September meeting, a director referred to one Beijing-based engineer as a master admin who has access to everything. KT, is this just access to everything U.S. users and everybody else post on TikTok? Or might they have more access to what's on the phone?
They have access to everything. So if you think you're singing away on TikTok or dancing away, you are performing for the Chinese intelligence services. In 2017, China passed a law, their national security law, saying every individual, every company must cooperate with the Chinese intelligence services or else face charges of treason. I mean, life imprisonment, potential execution. So yeah, Chinese citizens are cooperating and China owns TikTok. So of course they're listening in. And they're not just entertained by your dancing. They're harvesting all of that data and information. Because why? Because China's the biggest surveillance state in the world.
So you're saying potentially beyond the app into the entirety of the phone?
Yeah. I mean, look, they also, I mean, the 5G network, for example, this is one thing that the Trump administration was very concerned about. It's not just getting, let's have 5G and get faster downloads on Netflix. What 5G is the Russians control the infrastructure of the 5G internet. That means they listen into everything, not just TikTok, but phones, conversations, emails, your files. So again, China's headed for total surveillance.
And total leverage is the way they would see it. KT, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Pete.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.